Good morning, students. Today we are continuing our chapter number 4, carbon and its compound. Now, in our previous video, we will study about nomenclatures, how we will give the naming of compounds of saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now we are continuing and see some examples. Then it was completely cleared to give how we will give the name of any compounds. Today we are in previous video we already see some examples how we will give the name of that compounds. Now we will study according to functional group the root word and prefix and suffix, means in which functional group we will add prefix and in which functional group if we add suffix. Now we will see some examples, then it was clearly completely we will understand in which functional group we have to add prefix and which functional group we have to add suffix. Now we will start our topic. Now nomenclature of some important families of organic compound. Now these are the, we all know these are the important functional group of organic chemistry, that is haloalkanes, alcohol, aldehyde and ketones, carboxylic acid, double bond and triple bond. This mostly from this mostly all the structure of compounds are formed. So we will start with our first functional group, that is haloalkanes. It is not an halogen, it is haloalkanes. What was the meaning of haloalkanes? Halo means it is from halogen group, and alkanes means it is formed with a single bond. That's why its name was haloalkane. Halo means it comes from halogen group, and alkanes means it's in this compound structure of compound have only single bond. That's why it is alkane. Okay. Now we all know what was halogens: iodine, chlorine, bromine, fluorine. If these elements will join in any structure in a chain, then it will change the name. Like if chlorine will added in any functional, then its halogen, its prefix name was chloro, for bromine bromo, for iodine iodo, for fluorine fluoro. So these are the prefix that we have to join. We have to, when we have going to give the name of any structure of compound, we, if these halogens groups are present, then as a prefix we have to add this. It's all depends on which halogen was present in a structure. Now here I have taken two, chloro and bromo. This is from halogen groups. Okay, if we want to add iodine and for iodo and fluoro, it's also, but we have only taken here two for our example, then it was clear our topics. Now chloro and bromo is a prefix. Why? Because it's all depends on structure. If when prefix and suffix is added, when in a substituent group, if a functional group is added in a substituent group, then we have to use prefix. And in this structure you have clearly see in a carbon chain, here there are 3 carbon chain, that's why it is prop. We all know the root word is for 3 carbon is prop, we already studied in previous video. And here chlorine is in a substituent group. This is our parent chain. Okay, now this is our substituent group. Chlorine is a substituent group and 3 carbon, that's why it is prop. And this functional group is in a substituent groups, that we have to use the as a prefix chloro. So what was the name? First prefix chloro, it have 3 carbon, that's why its have root word is prop, and the all have single bond, that's why it is from alkane groups. So for alkanes we have to add N. So what was the name of this structure is chloropropane. Chloropropane. Okay, understand? And here we didn't write the where is substituent, means the position of the substituent group we didn't write. Why we didn't write? Because when we give the position from here 1 2 3 from left to right, the substituent group is at the third position, and we all know substituent group is always on the lowest position. So when we give from 1 2 3 this time, means right to left position, then the substituent group is at first position. So it is the lowest position for substituent group. That's why this is the position of substituent group, and 1. So we didn't write here 1. Okay. Now our next functional group is alcohol, and for alcohol the primary name was ol, primary and secondary name. Okay. So for alcohol, aldehyde, ketones, and for only for halogens we have to use their name as a prefix, and all the other functional groups have add their, when we are going to naming the structure of compound, we have to add the symbol of functional group as a suffix. Okay. Now how it will be notified that this to seeing that this is from which group? So for alcohol, what was the identification of alcohol? If in a structure OH is present, then it is a alcohol, it is from a alcohol group. So here OH is present and 3 carbon chain. Okay. So it is their root word is prop, and all have single bond. So it's have from alkane group. So N. So we already studied that when we add primary suffix and secondary suffix combine, then we have to remove E. Okay. So here for alcohol it is ol, then when alkane and alcohol both will combine together, primary and secondary, then we have to remove, we have to terminate E. That's why it is propanol. And same here position, the position of substituent is on first place. Now aldehyde. So what was the how we determine it is from aldehyde group? So if in a chain a CHO is present, here CHO is present, so it is from aldehyde group. Okay. Then when it was from aldehyde group, what was the suffix? Al, and here 3 carbon chain, so it is prop, and it single bond, it is not a double bond present here. This is a functional group, that's why we have written here CHO. Okay. So and if double bond is present in between carbon chain, then it is from alkene group, but it is combined with oxygen with double bond, so it is not from a alkene group. Here 3 carbon attached with a single bond, so it is a from alkane group. Okay. That's why it is here N primary suffix and secondary suffix is al for aldehyde. So what was the name is propanol. Okay. Now cation group, how we determine what when cation group is added? So it always, when cation group will join in a structure of any compound, then it is always between, means in the center. Okay. Not in prefix, not in suffix, it will always combine join in a center. So COO, it is cation, and the secondary name of cation is on, and here C double O is a cation. So here 3 carbon is present, so it is prop. All are combined with a single bond. Only for carbon, not you will see here it is double bond. All the carbons are combined with a single bond, so it is from alkane group. When primary and secondary join, we have to terminate E. So AN, and it is from cation functional group. So what was the symbol for cation is on. So what is the name of the structure is propanone. Okay, now these 4 we study, these 4 functional group. Now we are going to study our next, that is carboxylic acid. What is carboxylic acid? How we determine if COOH is present in a functional group, then it is from carboxylic functional group, and the secondary name is oic acid. Okay, now in this structure 3 carbon present. We have taken here all the examples of 3 carbon atoms, means the root word is prop. So it will doesn't confuse to you, and you will clearly understand. That's why we have taken here same root word, that is prop. Okay, now here also we have taken here only 3 carbon, so it is the root word for this structure is prop. Okay, all have attached with a single bond, all the carbon attached with a single bond, so it is come from alkane group, so it is propane. Here COOH is present, so it is from secondary group, that is oic, means carboxylic group, so propanoic acid. Here it is from carboxylic, means COOH is present, that's why it is a acid, and that's why its name was propanoic acid. Now we don't see when double bond and triple bond how we will give name. Here double bond is present but not in a carbon chain, that's why these all are come from alkane group. How we determine it is from alkene and alkyl group? So it's when double bond is present in carbon chain, then it is from alkene group. Okay, now double bond, for double bond is present, then their primary suffix is in. Okay, now here 3 carbon, that's why it is prop, and the double bond is present, that's why it is in, then propene. Okay, if double bond is present here also, then it have same name, propene. Okay, and for this triple bond, same, in carbon chain triple bond is present, then it is from alkyne group. Okay, so it's 3 carbon, that's why prop, and it is from alkyne group, that's why YENE, propyne. So understand how we will determine it is from alkane, alkene and alkyl groups. So it's all depends. If double bond is present anywhere, so it doesn't means that it is from alkene group. Only when double bond is present in a carbon chain, then it will comes from alkene group. If double bond present in anywhere, means it attached with carbon, so it doesn't mean that this is from alkene group. Okay, so you clearly understand, if double and triple bond present in a carbon chain, then it will be from alkene and alkyne group. Okay, so this is the important organic compounds. We have these some examples, then it is clearly, I think you have clear how to give the name of any structure of compound. Now we are going to see naming of alkane, alkene and alkyne. Means we already studied that from these 3 functional group, it was clear it was from alkane, alkene and alkyne groups. Okay, now for alkane group, the carbon chain have single bond, and general formula is CnH2n minus 2. We have already studied in previous video. Now here N, the number of carbon have 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, so this is the root name alk plus N, it is alkane. Okay, now it is a suffix. Now in alkene and alkyne, CnH2n for alkene double bond, the general formula is CnH2n. For alkyne triple bond present, so it is from alkyne group, and CnH2n minus 2 is its general formula. Now here the N will start from 1, 2, 3, but from here 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. Why? Because for making alkane group, if we have only one carbon present, then we will make a chain CH4, what is methane. Okay, but double bond, and for making a double bond and triple bond, minimum 2 carbon is present. So for N it start from 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, means minimum 2 carbon is at least important for making double and triple bonds. So this is your last topic of nomenclature. I think it is completely clear, this topic of nomenclature. Now our last topic of this chapter is soap and detergent. It is also important topic. Mostly it was asked in board examinations also in 1 and 2 mark questions. Okay, now for like these questions comes, explain the formation of soap and detergent, how soap and detergents functionally work. So these type of questions comes in an examination. Now we will start. What is soap and detergent? What is soap and detergent? They have simply a carboxylic chain. Means soap is a carboxylic chain in which it is from alkyl group. Means it is a alkyl chain in which combined with a carboxylic group. So this is a soap and detergent. Now when we will study this, then it will clear. Soap and detergent have 2 parts. It consists 2 parts. One is a long hydrocarbon tail and second one is a negatively charged head. Means it is, what is long hydrocarbon tail? It is a non-polar and insoluble in H2O. What is polar? That is dissolved in water in a solvent, that is a polar. But here it is non-polar, means it doesn't able to dissolve in water, that's why it is a non-polar. Okay, now that's why it was have, if we will fear of anything, what is that? What we call him? Phobic, right? So here long hydrocarbon tail have phobic of water, that's why it is called a hydrophobic tail. Okay, now a negatively charged head means the whole chain has negative but only head have only positive. That's why we have said that the negatively charged head, it consists of carboxylate ions. Okay, means it have carboxylate ions and of soap. In soap carboxylate ion is present. For detergent sulfonates are present. Okay, it is a polar and hence soluble in water. So it is a polar, means it will able to dissolve in water, that's why it is a polar in nature, and it doesn't have fear of water, that's why it is called hydrophilic head. So if we will give to name, it is a lover of water and it is a hater of water. Okay, hydrophilic is a lover of water and hydrophobic is a hater of water. Okay, now here it is a chain. Now this is a chain of both, combining of both hydrophobic and hydrophilic head. This is the chain of carboxylic and it is a hydrophobic tail. means for here it have negative, okay, so it is hydrophobic tail, and this is a head of positive, it is called a hydrophilic head, okay. Now this is the structure, means how soap and detergent clean the dirt from the cloth, okay. So the process is called formation of micelles. First it makes a micelle, then it will clear the water. How? So you will see, this is the oil drop, means on our cloth oil drop will be dropped down on our cloth, and we have to remove the oil drop from our cloth. So we use soap and detergent to clean the oil dirt. So when we apply soap and detergent to that portion of on a cloth where oil drop is dropped down, so what happens when we apply, so the hydrophobic, first the hydrophobic go and attached with the oil drops, and the hydrophilic heads have what was, they are lover of water, so they will soluble in water, and it will try to push, means it will try to push the hydrophobic tail from the dirt. So it create pressure here, so the oil dirt will remove from that place, and when we apply the water it will clean from our cloth. So this is the process from which the hydrophobic and hydrophilic will combine work, and they will clear the oil dirt. So this is the method how soap and detergent will clear the dirt. So our whole chapter will be finished. We will cover the whole chapter in all the videos. So you will see, watch and learn and understand the whole chapter. Thank you.